what exactly is a reciprocal, and why is it that when you divide by a number, it's the same as multiplying by its reciprocal? Well, let's find out. So what exactly is a reciprocal? So let's say we have some number a, right? And we wanted to find a number that such that when you multiply by our mystery number by a, you get 1. What would this mystery number be? Well, in order to get 1, if you recall, we can just use division. A multiplied by 1 over a equals to 1. This would be our mystery number, because if you simplify this out, or if you multiply it out, you get a over a equals to 1. And a divided by a, well, that's just asking how many a's are in a. Well, there's 1 a in a, so that's why you get 1 equals to 1. So this mystery number that we call the reciprocal is just the number that we multiply by another number to get 1. It's also called, the reciprocal is also called the multiplicative inverse, and that's why that, it makes sense, because you're basically just trying to get 1. So why is it that when you multiply or when you divide by a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal? Well, let's find out. So in order to answer that question, we're going to have to consider a rational number, x over y, right? And we wanted to find some mystery number such that when multiplied together, you get 1. Well, what mystery number would it be? Maybe you have xy, sorry. Okay, let's say you have xy multiplied by a over b. I mean, how can we be sure that this is equal to 1? Do we know? I mean, a over b could be any number, and x over y could also be any number. There's a chance that a over b would make this entire thing equal to 1, but we can't be certain. So a over b wouldn't work. So what would work? Well, in essence, we know that, okay, so let's think about this. We know that a number divided by itself, so a number divided by itself is going to be equal to 1. Or in other words, the numerator and the denominator must be the same if we want to get 1. So how could we make it so that when we multiply x over y by some mystery number, the numerator and denominator are the exact same thing? Well, if you think about it, what happens if we multiply by, well, what happens if we flip the fraction around and we multiply by y over x? What would this be equal to? This would be equal to xy over xy. And a number divided by itself is just 1. So we just found the reciprocal of x over y. And we can just say generally, the reciprocal of any number x over y is y over x. Or in other words, you can just flip the numerator and denominator around. So now that we know this property, well, how could it help us in answering our question? Well, we'll find out. Let me erase some of this stuff. So let's say we have any number n, right? Actually, I'll do this in white. Let's say we have a number n, and we divide it by, let's say, a number xy. Actually, we don't need the parentheses. I'll remove that. N over xy. Well, what would this be equal to? How do we know for sure that when you divide by a number, it's the same as multiplying by its reciprocal? Well, we can think about it this way. We can simplify this denominator so that it equals to 1, right? Because a fraction, if you call, I'm going to say numerator over denominator. So when you are multiplying a fraction by 1, its value doesn't change. It's still the same, right? Denominator. Well, guess what? There's a lot of ways to express 1. Let's say we have x over x. If we multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number, then the numbers are just going to cancel out, and you're still going to have the same value. So that's why we can multiply by a fraction. So basically, what we're trying to ask is, how can we make this denominator look pretty? We can make it look pretty by having it equal to 1, right? So that's the first answer. We can make this fraction look better by making the denominator equal to 1. So let's try that. One number multiplied by x over y is going to be equal to 1. Well, we already answered this question last time. It's y over x. The reciprocal of a rational number x over y is just going to be equal to y over x. And this is going to be equal to, this is going to make the denominator 1, right? But because we, let me redraw that. But because we multiplied the denominator, the denominator by a number, we also have to multiply the numerator by the same number. Otherwise, you're going to get a different value. So I have to multiply both the numerator and denominator by y over x. Well, what is this going to simplify into? I'm going to have n multiplied by y over x over xy over xy. What does xy over xy simplify to? Well, that's just going to be equal to 1. So you're going to have n multiplied by y over x over 1. And when you divide a number by 1, well, there's just going to be, so let's say you have a number n, you divide it by 1, that's just asking how many 1s are there in n. Well, there's n 1s in n. So it's just going to be equal to y over x, or n multiplied by y over x. And basically, look what we got. We turned this into this, into this, into this. Finally, we got this, n multiplied by y over x. So we can just say, generally, for a number, let's say n, any number n, divided by, let's say, a fraction, or frankly, any number. But I'm going to say it's a rational number, a over b. Well, it's the same as the same number, but multiplied by its reciprocal. And we know this is true because we can do this. We can do this entire process right over here. So that is why multiplying a number or dividing by a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this concise, no BS way of teaching. And if this video has given you value, please consider supporting the channel. Regardless, thank you so much for your time and attention, and good luck with your studies.